Hey there guys, this is Slamzeron, aka YouTube's Tosuke. Well, I just played World of Warcraft for the first time. Well, I'll be honest, I've tried to make this video several times, so I actually haven't, it wasn't the first time I played it, but it was the first time I had played it in a long while, so I did forget about, the stuff that I said. But now that I've played it and it's still fresh on my mind, I figured I should give my thoughts on it. I'm going to start with the positives though. The graphics are, nice, and the game's got a beginning cutscene as opposed to EverQuest that just has like a little storybook telling, then it just puts you in the action. World of Warcraft actually has cutscenes from what I've seen. And that's kinda nice. The music's, okay I suppose. And the battle systems, it's standard. I don't remember too much about the game, but I think the experience rate was, medium as opposed to EverQuest, which is, actually pretty low when you think about it. I haven't played enough of the game to really know whether or not it's one of those grind-oriented MMOs or if it's just one of those adventure MMOs. But, it had nice gameplay. And I also like the whole thing about when you die, you're a ghost, and you have to either get someone to heal you, get that woman to heal you, or go find your body. I thought that was kind of cool. It's not like an EverQuest where you just die, and then you have to either respawn somewhere, or get someone to heal you, or I don't know. Something like that. Or if you want, you can just lay there. It's really up to you. So yeah, those are the positives about the game. That's really all I have to say about the game, in a nice way. Now onto the negatives. If you saw the video, then, it's pretty obvious on what one of my complaints would be, and that would be the server connectivity. I kept disconnecting from the server in the video, and that was actually pretty annoying. I've never had an MMO do that to me before. In fact, I don't think I've ever had an MMO do it. I'm pretty sure World of Warcraft is the only MMO that has actually done that to me. Now, that may have been because I was recording the video using two computers, one for recording my audio and the other for recording the gameplay footage. It might have been that because I use my parents' desktop, which is where the modem is for the internet. But still, doesn't really make much sense as to why something like that would, make everything go wrong. But it's not that big a deal. Um, if you want to play the game normally, then you probably won't be playing it using two computers unless you were trying to, I don't know, do some weird connectivity game or something. I also didn't like how you couldn't change the size and shape of your character or do much customization besides choosing a face, hair, and then hair color, then facial hair, and then skin color. It's pretty simple, and that's probably in some ways, better than having a complex one because then for players who don't really like to make characters or any characters who aren't really that or any players who aren't really that creative or whatever, they just want to, make a character and then go into the game. Because some people do play, games like Elder Scrolls or Champions of North for the story, and they just make a person. It's like, okay, default. They just choose their thing, type in a name, Sir McGilliber or something like that. But, I personally prefer complex uh, character customization. And besides, in today's world, changing the size and shape of your character is, common, I know that with this whole character customization thing, as far as gaming goes, we've sort of been in a progressive kind of thing. Like at first we only had some stuff, and it wasn't until Soul Calibur 4 that we got, several different voices and like a pitch thing, like you can make the voice lower or higher. And then we also got the whole size thing. I think Phantasy Star had been doing that since then, but I'm not sure. Um, and that's my main gripe with the game. Also, my final gripe, it's really not that different from any other MMO. I don't really understand why people are so obsessed with it. Sorry, I've been, you know how it is, fall, allergies, stuff like that. I don't know if you guys remember, but in like my videos that I posted during winter, my voice was like, that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's really not anything different than any other MMO. I would play EverQuest over this, and people are probably gonna say like, why would you play this over EverQuest? World of Warcraft is awesome. I don't really understand why. It's a good game, but if you've already played an MMO, then this game is not going to be that different. Unless you've played every MMO and you're trying to find the one perfect for you. But, you know, it's not that different, It's really not anything different. And I don't really know what else to say about that. It's really not anything different. I don't know how I can elaborate on that. It it does the same formula. It has, the whole, you make your character. It goes along with the same thing where like this doesn't really have anything to do with, how it's similar to other MMOs, but it had the whole thing where where your character was ugly without a beard, which is, what most MMOs do, or some at least. At least the pay to play ones. Anywho, and like um you know, it's really not anything different. There's not much to it. It's the battle system's the same as EverQuest. The graphics, they're not the same. I mean, I think the same polygon count maybe. Of course, I only play the trial version, so I don't know if there were any updates to the game. I remember seeing a screenshot and the game actually looked pretty good. But yeah, that's my thoughts on World of Warcraft, or my final thoughts on, or not really final thoughts, but more afterthoughts. Overall, if you've never played an MMO before, this would be a good one to start with if you want to play a game that, is sort of, you know, regular. But if you've played stuff like EverQuest or Perfect World or Final Fantasy XI, then you should probably just stick with what you're playing and sort of pass on this one. Plus, this game kind of has, an immature, bratty, cussing in every word, in every sentence, community base, fan base. And that can be pretty annoying if you're just trying to play for a good time. I mean, if that kind of stuff doesn't bother you and you have, like, nerves of steel, then that's fine with you. I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. I don't know if you guys could tell, but in the first part, there's a guy had typed in the chat box, "Suck my dick hard." Immature brats. Anyway, that's really all I have to say about the game. If you want to play it, then play it. If you don't, then don't. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I might get flamed for this, but that's okay, I'm not saying Warcraft is bad. I actually enjoy the Warcraft series on its own. It's just World of Warcraft that I don't really particularly like that much. But yeah, that's everything I have to say. This is Flames aka YouTube's Tosuke signing out. See you later.